What's up, everybody? Happy Whiskey Wednesday. How we doing, everybody? Thanks for coming in tonight. This is a Whiskey Wednesday luck stream, talking about some lucky whiskeys, some lucky stories about some cool whiskeys that we've gotten. Just some great stories, whether it be by luck, whether it be by generosity, whatever it may be. I was traveling this week. I was in Colorado. I just got back probably like late afternoon today. So I wanted to kind of keep it a casual night, but have a chat and with one of my favorite whiskey tubers and yours too. Here he is, ADHD Whiskey. What is up, buddy?
What's going on? Happy friggin' Wednesday. Hump day.
Hump day.
America.
So let me say hi to some people in the chat. What do we got here? We got everyone that came in from Chris's live stream. Thank you so much. Chris had another good tasting. He did all the Buffalo Trace mash bill #1. Thanks for coming over from there. We had Rebecca Page, DC Wheels, Aaron Berry, Spencer Mav, Will Henderson, DJ Beacon says he loves the thumbnail. The Irish, me and you as Irish people.
we kind of look like if I was maybe like, well, you look, well, I was supposed like a gigantic fat version of you.
Alejandro here, Brian Brennan.
The before picture.
Christopher David, Ryan Tarpey, what is up? Jeffrey Yankovic, how you doing, man? Trev Wilson, the wrench, of course, is here. Steve A says Bourbon Sanity is invading. Tammy Brennicke's here. She wrote yellow. How you doing? Anthony Orlando's here. Monroe Doctrine, what's up, buddy? Nice to see you. Mark JG, Andrew Spurrell, Mike Cook, Honest Charlie, Eric W, Donald Rantz, Chris Buzolencia, welcome in. Buzolencia. Love saying that last name. Killer Jolt, Mike Myers here. He says Matt is totally a leprechaun. I think he is in disguise.
No. I'm Norwegian. Kiss my ass. Norwegian.
Oh, he's Norwegian.
That's right. I'm pretty much a Viking. I'm a sissy one, but I'm a Viking.
Travis Stone, USMC Tech is here. What is up, man? Doug Tempest. Donald Rand said the new Irish tenors. Oh, my God. That'll be the day. Dark Meat Chicken's here. All right. Bourbon Sane is back in here. Todd D, Jim Muller, Scary Peeper, Bernie D, Heath Harvey, James Edwards. Got a bunch of you coming in. Mark Saliba. Thanks for coming in, guys. Going to catch up in a little bit. Richie Z, of course. Jason Coates. All right. So this is what we're going to do. I got to give credit to my man here, ADHD Whiskey. Matt came up with the idea to let's talk about some really fun stories of acquiring bottles, because essentially this is what all of us do. We wait on lines, we call stores, we bother friends, when we travel, we look at liquor stores, we hunt. That's what we do. But every now and again, when you hunt, something really beautiful happens. Whether it be something behind the counter that you didn't know was going to be there, whether it be something sitting on the shelf you didn't know was going to be there. So we kind of wanted to talk through some fun stories. Listen, if you guys have a story in the chat, we did get some stories submitted beforehand, so we're going to talk about some of those too. We got some really good ones. I just saw let's see, Paul Adair comes in with a $4.99 super chat. It says, seeing this post on YouTube while at work today had me so excited for the shenanigans. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
I got the cymbal back, guys, so I'm going to give you a crash. All right, we are back in. DJ Beacon, he's swinging his wilderness trail around. Be careful with that.
I know what I'm doing. I'm 7. Been doing it my whole life.
You've been training your whole life for this, man.
Yeah.
Dustin Silvestri comes in. That's DH Silva, says, here's to finding that G-spot unicorn. That's right. So, all right, since you're my guest, ADHD Matt, what was your first kind of holy shit, I can't believe I just got this bourbon or this whiskey?
Oh, geez. The first one. See, I wasn't expecting that question.
Well, no,
you know
not
what
the first one you ever bought, but the first like one that you didn't
wanna talk
expect to
about?
be there. Your first lucky one.
You know what? Okay, I wasn't even expecting to talk about this, but the first bourbon I actually feel like I was lucky to find was Elijah Craig Barrel Proof, and it was batch A118, but not because it was like a unicorn, but it's because it was the bourbon that actually made me fall in love with bourbon. I was kind of like on the edge of like, do I actually like this stuff or not? And then I was standing in a store for like the better part of 3 or 4 hours staring at this bottle, and it was $80, and I was like, it's more money than I made this week. Should I buy it? And then I was like, I got to get back to driving this bus. So I I bought it, and then I went home to my in-laws' house because I'm a winner, and popped the cork and America'd that thing off, and I was like, oh my gosh, I love this stuff. From there on out, so I guess that was probably like maybe like the luckiest as far as my entire journey goes, but not because it was rare, just because it made me care.
Yeah, dude, that's a twofold bourbon right there. Not only did it make you love bourbon, but it you actually found it. It was lucky.
Yeah, it was delicious, and I drank it. Just drank it like my toilet's running. By the way, if you can hear that.
Matt's like, I drank the shit out of it, and then I just flushed it.
It's a bad flapper. I don't know. Who's to say?
Let's see here. Nick Foles says, just walked into a store today and scooped up an OESF and OESV barrel strength picks, which are super rare here. The OESV is fantastic, pure chocolate. Yeah, those are the Four Roses. Speaking of Four Roses, I got to thank Christine Deems. I got myself a Four Roses pick recently that she sent me from all the way out in Oregon. This is an OBSK, and apparently this was one of the last few picks that Al Young worked on that helped with. So I am so glad to have this bottle. And when I was like I said, I was recently in Denver. I also just picked up this one, which is what's in my glass right now, which is the Bullet Bourbon Blender Select. This is a special release to celebrate the women of bourbon, because it's Women Appreciation Month. So Jane Walker is being released again from Diageo. I think Dickel is doing a special release, and George Dickel, because their master distiller is also a woman blender. That is I always forget her name. So Jane Walker's Emma Walker. Elizabeth Cumming, it was Cardew. Ebony Major is Bullet. So just some really cool release. This was about $50. It's 100 proof. And then I found this one, which I know you'll appreciate, man. This is a High West pick that I got, my first High West pick that I found on the shelf. This is an American Prairie bourbon this was finished 1 year, 5 months in a brandy cask.
Never seen a store pick High West anywhere ever.
Yeah, I never seen them except on Dan and Sean's shelves. They'd somehow find them all the time.
There's 630
like picks.
Like you walk in and it's all purple and green, just like glaring in your face.
Exactly. So what's in your glass right now, man? What'd you start with?
I poured a Mayor Pingree. It's a black label. This bottle I got super lucky with a couple times. I had never tried this, and then Bourbon Saint Chris put this in the Beagle Rare Blend and was talking about how good it was. Uh-huh. I heard a bunch of times how good it was, so I always kind of wanted to pick one up. But a guy in one of our local groups, there was on the secondary market. Hate to talk about it, but it exists.
How dare you?
I'm sorry.
What's
secondary? There's something called a schmaffle, and this guy bought a bunch of numbers for people in the group. So he's like ADHD Whiskey, you're number 4 or something like that. So he bought my place in a line of numbers that could be drawn.
Oh, are you serious?
Yeah, just to be a nice guy. He's like, I know that you like. He just bought some for a bunch of his friends. Sean Opperman, I'll shout him out because he's the best. And so
See, man,
then that,
see, man, that's what I'm talking about. And I actually, Bourbon Sane was touching on this before in his live stream about whiskey karma.
yeah, I mean,
I feel like it's a real thing. When you share, you do good. Somehow whiskey comes back to you.
well, yeah, it's a real thing for sure.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, that night I was about to fall asleep, and I was like, oh my gosh, I completely forgot about that. So I checked the numbers, and sure enough, bango bongo, he chose me, and then the lottery chose me.
He chose me.
Yeah. It's like the little Debbies when they see me in the grocery section. He chose all of us. He chose you and me.
Dude, little Debbie gets me with them oatmeal pies, man. I can't say no to those things.
Oh, there used to be better, so now I've got to eat like 7 times more to be like happy.
Sea King says, "Hey, got a St. Cloud batch 2." Oh, okay, yeah, I love the St. Cloud stuff. Hey, Alan, the whiskey friend is here. Christine Daisy, hey, nice to see you. I was just talking about that awesome pick you got me. Thank you again.
I was drinking the Wilderness Trail Rye, thinking it was a Pingree, and I was like, "That's funky. What the hell happened?
Why is that so spicy?
Why does that not taste like peanut butter?"
Hey, what's up, Arthur Lopez? Cheers, buddy. He says he's gonna pack it in. He's feeling exhausted. Cheers, chat. Thanks for stopping in, man.
Later, brother.
Yeah, share in the chat what you guys are pouring. What's in your glass right now? All right, so I'm gonna go with let's see, what story do I have? Oh, all right. So the first time I got this bottle, which was the Heaven Hill Bottled and Bond, the old one, the original. Because not only was this the first time I got this bottle, but it was also the first time I crossed the border into Kentucky. So what happened was this was early on in my bourbon journey when I kind of was moving in, when I first moved into Ohio, and I was like, shit, I'm really close to Kentucky. I should just go down there and try to find some cool bottles, whatever I could. So took a drive down there. It's only about about 2 hours from here, an hour and a half actually, around a little over.
What is it? An hour and a half. Come on.
I think I'm going to go in the middle. I think it's 1:45.
Yes. Yeah. Make everybody happy.
So then I whatchamacallit, I went over the border and I was just like Googling the closest stores I could find, like right over the border. I went to a couple of them and actually couldn't find this. I had only heard about it. And then I went to another store and I remember looking on the shelf, and the guy was like I'll never forget him. He had the biggest nose ring I've ever seen.
I thought you said the biggest nose.
And then it's like he almost wore it to make his nose look bigger. And then like he had these crazy dreadlocks. And he's like, "What are you looking for, man?" And I'm like, Heaven Hill Bottle and Bond. And he's like, "Oh,
some reefer."
Yeah, he goes, hold on. Yeah, I thought he was gonna go in the back and get me like a big, dime bag or something. But he comes out and he literally came out with a case. And he goes, You want the case? I'm like, no, I'll just buy I'll buy like 4 or 5 of them. And at that point I just took the case because he's like, yeah. So I grabbed the case, threw it in my car. And even though I got some other bottles that day, that was my this is like that bottle that everyone heard about that was only available in Kentucky. Everybody wanted it, and I got a case of it, and I was so happy and excited.
So your next stop was a place that the guy said he had a Kentucky Owl, and you asked how much, and he told you, and you're like, "I don't want the whole case."
Yeah, that was actually the next place I went to, which is hysterical.
I mean, you just bought a case, and you're like, I remember that story. It's hilarious. I don't want the whole case.
Yeah, that was my let me see, Joe Sprazo. Since NOLA got canceled, I'm heading to Woodinville this weekend to pick up port finished bourbon straight from the barrel. What?
Port finished?
Wow. I'm trying to think of that. Woodinville port finished. Oh, it must be amazing.
Porter's gonna finish this Woodinville tonight. Kaboom. Down the hatcheroo.
Brandon Weiss is trying the Michter's Toasted for the first time. Nice. That's one of my favorite ryes ever. Richie Z's got oh shit. He's got a Weller Antique 107 single barrel Harlan Wheatley pick. Damn. Heath Harvey's got an A120, ECBP, McKenna 10 for Buzalencia.
Chris, boo. He's not like he plays for the Chicago Bulls. Boo. Yeah.
Let's see. Kenny from Bourbon Pursuit said he bought M20 early in his journey, then returned it because his wife would have been pissed. He spent $400 on it. Now we all know what those go for. Oh, yeah, that hurts.
What hurts worse? Living on the street because your wife's like, get out? Or realizing that the resale value of the whiskey you didn't purchase was just through the roof now. Literally, my wife will be home any minute, and I'm terrified of what's going to happen. She's going to come through these doors, and I don't know if this is going to. Literally, this entire live stream is about luck. This could go any way. Someone told me about the whiskey guy whose wife left him on the live stream.
Yeah. Oh,
Quig? Quig guy?
Yeah, Food Quig.
Yeah. Hi, I'm new Food Quig.
You're going to be the next Food Quig?
At any point. Sometimes you just have to realize it was an M20, but you're still married.
Monroe Doctrine said he's in the car getting old Carter single barrel. Oh yeah, I love that stuff, man. Yeah,
in the car.
I guess he's in the car on the way. I guess he's. I don't know how he's typing. Be careful, man. Maybe he's at a light. All right, next up, man. What's your next story?
Oh, so how about this one? This was right before Christmas, and I was a bad boy this year, so I knew I wasn't going to get anything for Christmas. But another one of those. So I never participate in these schmaffles that are on the thing ever. Yeah. But I always look at them because I just want to see like what stuff's going for.
Yeah.
And I saw this old Fitzgerald 13-year. Spoiler: I won the schmaffle. But it was on there and it said like $12 for like an entry thing and I was like, I'll join up. And then after I said I'll join up, I realized that was the date that it was supposed to happen on and not the price.
Yeah.
So I had to pay the full price of admission, which I was not happy about. But I won it right before Christmas. And I never, ever in a million, thousand, cajillion years would have ever bought one of these. Ever. Or
yeah,
I've never even seen one.
I think there's only one thing better than getting free whiskey or winning or
it's $21.
Yeah.
$21.
Yeah.
Shipped to my door.
That's crazy. That's crazy, man.
So yeah, it's luck of the draw, as they say.
Paul Adair, Wylands had Booker's 2021 today. Have you heard positive reviews? I haven't heard anything about it yet, Paul, but I am actually getting my bottle tomorrow, and that's going to be my next review on Friday. So keep an eye out. Are you opening the 13 right now? Because I'm going to open mine too with you.
Yeah, I've got 3 pours. So I've got.
God, that's in there tight. That's what she said. Oh, America. I'll join you.
We should. I want to. It's got to be a thing. I won't be happy until I go to a bar one day and a bartender pops open a bottle of bourbon and goes, "America." Then I'll be like, "We did it." Every time we open a bottle of bourbon, a little bit of America comes out. Every single time. A little bit.
I had a fun run-in with a viewer of my. This is the furthest I've been from home that a viewer has recognized me. I went to a liquor store in Denver where I got the High West, where I found this bottle here, and it was literally like one of the stock dudes. He came out of the stock room, and he's carrying like 2 cases of the new Bud Light lemonade, whatever the hell it was. And all of a sudden he like makes eye contact or I forgot what he was carrying. I think he was carrying that. And then he just kind of dropped him and he came over and he's like, hey man, he's like, are you Jason, the master drum? I've been watching your channel for like 2 months. He's like, good job. And he's like, he pats me on the chest and I was like, thanks, man. I was like, holy crap. It was crazy.
That's weird. I've only been recognized one time ever because I mean, obviously, like the chances are 1 in a. But when I was in Lexington, I was walking into Justin's House of Bourbon, and I got showered by a car that hit a mud puddle right before I walked in the door.
Yeah,
like I got drenched. I got totally puddled by this car. So I walked in there and I was just totally soaking wet. And I was like, oh my God, I shouldn't even be in the store because it's a nice place and I'm just not. I look like me in the first place, which doesn't really do a lot for me.
Yeah.
Plus, I'm soaking wet. And this guy comes up to me. He's like, how's it going? I was like, well, I just got puddled really bad. he's like, that's really funny. But you know what's even funnier is I know who you are. It was actually Ryan Alves, who's in the chats.
Yeah.
And he works there, but I had no idea.
Yeah.
But I was like, that's pretty comical.
Well, yeah, actually, yeah, Brandon Weiss in the chat. I got to meet him in San Diego, which was really cool. He gave me an unbelievable sample of Old Turkey. But he, yeah. So, yeah, Brandon, I mean, yeah, that might have been the furthest, but that wasn't like we were kind of talked before we met up. It wasn't, Denver's been the first place that, like, I walked in and I did not expect to see anybody that, like, walked in and said, hey, man, what's up? You know, going crazy. So it was pretty cool. Hey, Dusty Dan's in the house. What's up, Dusty? Thanks for coming in, man.
I gotta say, dude, I'm sorry if I'm not with it. This is so weird for me. This is totally weird.
Why is it weird?
Like a year and a half ago, I was sitting on the pooper at work. No joke.
The Whiz Palace.
Yeah, this was like Blendageddon 1. You just announced it.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, and I sent you a message. And this is the first message I might have ever sent any whiskey tuber. And I was like, bro, how do you know they're not sending you poison?
I remember that.
And you're like, oh, it's just kind of like, it's a community thing. But like, I was just like, I never thought that I would ever be just watching from my cell phone from the bus garage's potty. Look at me now, bitches.
Yeah, look at you. Yeah, I remember you said that. You said that the other night. You're like, he's like, this is weird. And then, like, what did you roll over on your phone or something? Because then, like, you butt dialed me.
Well, yeah, because I'm not allowed to sleep in the same room as my wife. It sounds funny saying it out loud.
Yeah.
But I'm not even close. So yeah, I was in the spare room on a twin size mattress on the floor next to my children. And I was just trying to fall asleep and I sent you a message or something. Then I rolled over and then I looked at my phone and all of a sudden it was ringing. And I was like, oh, God damn it. But then it said you called me. And I was like, oh, well, shit. Maybe he went to call me. And then you're like, no, bro, you tried to call me.
No. So, when I went back, my phone said the same thing. I think when you were dialing me and it was coming up, I went to answer it, but it was like right at the last second, right when you hung up. So then my like answer turned into a call you back. Like, you know what I mean?
You fudged up too.
Oh yeah,
like, I didn't mean to call you back.
You know what would have been weird? You know what would have been weird is like if I answered the phone and you came on the screen, like my room was like pitch black. You just would have like saw probably 2 eyes and teeth.
The other day, Michael Klein called me. He always video calls. I don't know why. He just likes to see my face. I think
he's secretly in love with you.
He actually might be because he sends me a lot of stuff. And the last package had handcuffs in it. Strange. But he video chats me and I hit the answer button. And I was like, what up? And then like I realized that I'm looking at Klein on the phone, but on the opposite side of the phone is my wife bent over, butt naked, getting dressed. And I was like, glad it was on this camera.
Whoops. Ryan Tarpey says, don't fall over and break bottles. I'll try not to. Let's see. Bourbon saying, poor Matt. Jason tried to call him all this time. Turns out it was an accident. It was an
accident.
It was an accident.
It was a accident.
I didn't realize. I didn't realize that's the new way to spell accident. That's cool, man.
If you can save a couple letters, why not?
That's what happens when you type with your toes.
He's got webbed feet.
So actually, in the same fashion as your old Fitz, I had a really cool story about the 9. This was. Let me see. This was not last Christmas, but the Christmas before that. I was looking for an old Fitzgerald bottled and bond like hard. I was hard after one, trying to find one. I didn't want to pay secondary. I was in New York. I was in Long Island. I went to one of my stores, and I walked in and I'm like, hey, how you doing? She's like, oh, hi, nice to meet you, and blah, blah, blah. And all of a sudden I'm like, so, I'm looking at the shelves. They had some really good stuff. They had a Stag Junior on the shelf. They had a couple of good bottles, but not what I was looking for. And I'm like, oh, I'm looking for old Fitzgerald bottle and bond. You probably don't have it. She's like, what do you mean? I just got like 3 of them. I'm like, wait, what? She's like, yeah. Now, granted, I had already seen this bottle in 2 other stores in New York, priced to about $300. So that's what I was expecting her to tell me. So I'm like, yeah, but I'm like, what do you have it priced at? She's like, let me check. So she comes out, she reaches behind the counter, she goes like this, and then she's looking at the price tag, and then she does it very smooth, very coy, slides it forward, then she turns the bottle, and it said $110. I was like, what? I'm like, is this a joke? And she's like, no. She's like, 110. She's like, I don't really like to upcharge too much. I'm like, holy shit. I'm like, I'll take it. So I walked out of there skipping and dancing. So crazy. Because I was, man, because, if when you see this bottle, I mean, yeah, love it or hate it, this is probably the nicest bottle on the market. I mean, it's such a beautiful decanter style. So actually, like having this on your collection or on the shelf, it's just something about it.
Yeah, it's like I've said a million times before, and people are probably tired of hearing it, but it's Jessica Simpson and the Daisy Dukes and Dukes of Hazzard. Damn! Like, it ain't gonna get any better.
I would probably, man, if I had to equate this to a woman, who would it be?
I just told you, don't even try to up me. Don't try to up me.
Yeah, but
it could be Jessica Alba in that one movie.
Oh, I was never a fan of Simpson.
Well, that's a fight we're gonna have.
Yeah. Well, in that movie, yes, of course. But
yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Hey, Bernie D just came in with a super chat. He says, "Help ADHD Whiskey get to 4,000 watch hours, everyone."
I think that's gonna happen probably tomorrow.
Here we go. Thank you so much. Yeah. So you're this close to getting monetized, right, buddy?
Yeah, I should happen probably overnight. I'd imagine tomorrow.
You think so? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. If none of you have yet, just after this stream is done, go to your computer, hit the damn. Just put his video. Go to his channel. Hit play all on all the videos, and just let it run in the background so you get monetized.
Thanks, dude. Isn't it weird that so Dan and Sean don't like the 13-year bottles of bond, the old Fitz.
Mm-hmm.
They despise it. I think it's lovely.
Yeah, I haven't seen the new one, Rebecca. Not just yet. So the 13 was easily my favorite over the 9 when I compared them.
Sure.
And then I got the 15, and I love the 15.
Wow, never.
I think the 15 is on. 15 was just candy in a glass. Loved it. Uh-oh. You all right, man?
We're good. Totally fine.
We should try to recreate it. Go get an Ardbeg.
What? No, I'm not trying to get you to divorce me. Stop saying stuff like that.
The old Fitz 15. I don't remember. I don't remember what the junkie said about the 15, if they liked that one or not. I know they liked the Pappy 15 over the old Fitz 15, but when they did that 3, I'm not sure if they liked it or not. My gut would tell me they didn't like it because it has oak in it.
I don't think that they really were a fan of any of them.
Yeah,
the 13 they said was like deplorable, but I find it quite, maybe because I paid $21 for it. I don't know, but it's good to me.
I don't think it's deplorable. I do think it's the spiciest that I've had. It's got like this peppery, lingering spice to it that I didn't get on the others.
Oh, so you enjoy it because we're men.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. We have chest hair, like at least 6 or 7 strands.
Yes, chest hair. Yeah. I think Yeah, I think for me, I think the 15 though was my favorite. It's like butterscotch in a glass. The 9 didn't really do it for me. It's good. It's really easy to drink, but there was like nothing on the finish. And the 13 was my favorite before the 15, just because of that. Had a little bit of a spice to it.
Right.
So, yeah, Patrick Fulmer says it's the wood that makes it good. Oh, they said the 15 was by far the best. Yeah, the 15 was I think definitely surpassed these. I can't say I had the 14 though. I heard a lot of good things about the 14.
It's the red label one?
Yeah, that's the red label one, but I never had the 14. Never got a chance to try that one. But the 15 is amazing. That's already up there, one of my bourbons of the year. It was that good.
Dang.
Yep. I have it upstairs because I keep drinking it. I got to save some.
Where do you have it?
Upstairs. I gotta save some.
Up where? Upstairs?
I'm sorry, upstairs. It's upstairs on the second floor.
Oh, up there, eh?
All of a sudden, the Viking is Canadian now.
I'm from the UP, Upper Peninsula.
So Todd Sexton says, nope, 14 is the bee's knees. Okay.
Oh, well, you've got the bee's breasts as a 15. Those are the honey teats.
All right, man. What is your next story? And while Matt's talking about his next lucky whiskey find, anyone else who has a cool story, throw it down in the chat with the hashtag lucky whiskey, and we'll try to get them on the screen and hear about some of your stories out there. What's your next one, man?
It is, well, I just needed an excuse to drink this because it's not exactly luck. It's kind of luck, but it's also more or less just overwhelming generosity. So I didn't want to put any like generous bourbons in here or whiskeys in here because if you look behind me, see if I can. I've got this entire friggin' desk full of whiskeys that were just given to me. These were all friggin' free. People just gave those to me. So I didn't want to be like singling one out that was more special because I appreciate the generosity of everyone. I don't want to leave anybody out.
We all obviously know that the Kentucky Owl holds a special place in your heart.
How did you know?
Oh, shit. And it appeared.
So if anyone was lucky, this had to be the luckiest. See, I invited myself on Perry's podcast, on my bourbon podcast. This is my bourbon podcast. He was forced to say yes because I threatened his life.
Hey, look, we got Dan in the chat. He said bought 2 GTS for $99 each at Meyer in our local town. Hell yeah, that's a lucky story and a half.
Yeah, and he's the reason that every single Myers liquor store manager hates my guts. Because every Meyer I walk into, I'm like, what up? And they're like, what are you talking about? And I'm like, Dan got one. Not only one, he got 2.
Oh my God, look at this. One lost cause. I found a Stag Junior Batch 13 misplaced in a row of PB and W last week.
What? Peanut butter and welly?
Yeah, that PBW is like the competitor against Screwball. So
peanut butter and welly. Huh.
Yeah, it's PB
peanut
and
W. Butter and weenie.
Peanut butter and weenies. Yeah.
Oh, I heard those suck. Boom. So anyway, I was lucky enough to be able to get on his podcast, and then Perry went out of his way to because he was trying to get Dixon to be on the podcast with us because of the Beagle Rare bottle, and he couldn't work out the details with it. So he actually drove to the Beaumont Inn and did an interview off-site with Dixon, and Dixon must have been in a great mood because he gave Perry this to give to me. So my wife had to okay me to go to Kentucky. Perry had to feel super generous, which he's amazing, to go talk to Dixon about the project. And then Dixon had to feel even super generous to give it to Perry to give to me. And then Perry had to be honest and give it to me. So this is a pretty lucky bottle, and it's almost empty. But that's okay. But
you know what, though? I think that bottle in particular is a perfect example of whiskey karma.
Nah.
No, dude, honestly, because of all the work you put into the Beagle Rare and getting the community involved, and then look what comes back to you, that batch, which is Probably the best batch of Kentucky Owl bourbon he's done.
America.
Hell yeah. We have another lucky whiskey coming in from Michael J. Friend sold me his lottery GTS 2018 in retail. Same day, my local liquor store sold me at retail the very next day. Dude, that's double whiskey. That's
Do you have your batch 9 with you or no?
Yeah, I just poured it. I got it right here.
Oh, did you pour it while I was watching?
Yeah.
Am I that ridiculously not with it that I didn't even watch you pour that and I'm staring at my computer?
No, dude, you were knee deep in the story, man. You had the Vikings all around you watching, listening to your story.
Have you ever used a whiskey Scotch tasting glass? Whiskey?
Of it, yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's not as like curvy as a Glencairn. It's like Britney before the boob job. It's like but like these swirl the best of any glass swirls. Look at that swirl. Swirl, girl, swirl. Swirl it.
Linux Cat went to a raffle for Elmer T. Lee in Weller 12, did not get called for either, decided to look around and found a Parker's Heritage Curacao barrel finished. Well, that's a way to end a disappointing day. Nice. Oh, man.
Dude, the nose on this is ridiculous.
Yeah, this is one of those whiskeys. Every time I go back to it, it just keeps evolving and changing little by little. I think that's what a really good blend does.
Then the palate. Oh, I don't think words do it justice. I need a beat. Jason. Tick, tick, ticky. Tick, tick, ticky.
You need a beat?
Tick, tick, tick. All God's children singing glory, glory. He reigns. He reigns. That's what this is.
Yeah.
It's just he reigns. Hallelujah, man. This is delicious. Only this just music.
This is turned into like chocolate. This might sound weird, but it's like chocolate mixed with like grape bubble gum on the nose for me a little bit.
Grape bubble gum? Well, I got blueberries.
Yeah. Well, yeah, like kind of like a dark fruit, but like specifically like grape big league chew.
Oh, I can see that. See, what I was going with was like wading through a blueberry patch. And you're just like picking them. Because there's like, you kind of get like the old, like an older, like kind of like a dirty blueberry.
We got an unlucky whiskey story. I was called second from the end of the whiskey lottery and got a baby Saz. Sold it to Sean from Bourbon Junkies for secondary prices.
Good for Sean.
Yeah.
Fire that guy already. That's what I say.
Let's see here. We got a couple more. We got Craig F is another unlucky whiskey. I bought Craigallachie 13. It is terrible.
I bought Wayland Ranch. Period. It's just a bad idea.
I bought Buck 8, which I've seen. Oh my god, it's awful. Dramhound comes in. The bourbon karma hit after I sent a bottle of Blanton's to someone serving our country to commemorate his son's birthday. Landed a Blanton's Gold with my daughter's birthday a week later. There you go. Nice. Bourbon karma right there.
Hells yeah. I think Dramhound's owed like a lot of bourbon karma.
He is. He needs. Yeah, he's got. If there is anyone that's going to have some really good whiskey come back around to him, it's going to be him. It's going to be that guy. Let's see. Trev Wilson. Best bottle I have is my Weller Foolproof pick I got from the Linux Cat. He waited in line, picked me up one too. Got to go meet him and spend the day with him. Friends and whiskey can't get better, man. See, that's a great story too, man. That's lucky on two folds. Not only do you get a Weller Foolproof, but you get to meet someone in the community and hang out. Let's see. At the Messenger, showed up late for my Heaven Hill tour last year. Got put up in the next in line to catch up. That line was doing an Elijah Craig barrel pick, and they invited me to join them, so I did. Dude, now that's a story. Imagine just like showing up and waiting online, like, "Hey man, you want to join us in a barrel pick?" Okay. Heath Harvey, I got a GTS for $99 in November because hardly any of that raffle winners showed up in time. I went on a whim. Wow.
Huh.
That's another thing that happens. So I have my story for the Elmer T. Lee 100 tribute. That was one of those times. This was just this past Christmas. I was in New York. I went to a bunch of stores. Nobody had shit. So kind of like the last day, I was like, let me go to a couple more. I had this one more store that I wanted to go to. Let me just see if they have anything. And they have all their bourbons in the front, and then they have like the back room, where all the good shit is. The stores with the back room. So he took me back there, and he shows me everything. And all of a sudden, you see regular Elmer T. Lee like lined up. They were selling those for $200 a pop. And then mixed in there, I see this one like second from the end, and I see it's significantly darker than the others. I'm like, you got Elmer T. Lee. I'm like, let's see this one. And I picked it up, and I saw it was the 100-year tribute. I'm like, what are you selling this for? He's like, that should be $200 as well, I think, like the other ones. I'm like, okay. Can you just check the price for me? So yeah, he brought it up to the counter and said $200. I do know that's over retail. But in New York, this was $600 to $800 in other stores. And I ran out of there so fast after finding this. And that made my entire week in New York for hunting because I was able to get this bottle. It was freaking sick.
Nice.
And I mean, when he put it in the bag and handed it to me, I ran out of that freaking place so fast. Like,
what does running
scared.
feel like?
I was scared they were going to like come out and be, we gave you the wrong price for that. That's supposed to be, because this store is notorious for upcharging. So right. I figured this bottle had to be at least $500, but.
Yeah, suckered the sucker. Or the,
kind of.
Yeah. I don't know. You did something to the something.
Bourbon Junkies, that's $200 on ETL, $100 all damn day, dude. Retail isn't real on that bottle. Yeah, exactly. It's not real. There's no way to even for $200. There was an easy yes.
That's one of Dan's favorites. He never bottle flip that in a million years.
Yeah, Jason. Yeah, I mean Dan basically made out with that bottle on Instagram and on the video, which was brilliant. Greg Failer, my lucky store is going to be that time in April of 2020 when I won the Kentucky lottery by buying a lottery ticket after scraping myself off the floor the morning after Jason's meetup. I don't know if I want you to be scraping yourself off the floor, man, but I'm really hoping you come and be cool to hang out with you, man.
Props, though. Scraping yourself off the floor takes a lot of energy and effort.
Yeah, that's not always easy to do.
No. Yeah, like a nice size shovel.
Oh, God, that Kentucky Owl's good. Are you noticing it's getting fruitier as it opens up? Like,
you know what? I haven't really gone back to it much. So this is the first time I've tried it in quite a while.
Yeah, the more it gets down the bottle to me, it gets down it's getting fruitier. The master, how lucky you were that Jeff the Creed? Yeah, probably unlucky.
Hey Jason, I gave your Jeff the Creed to Chris. Now he has your Jephthah and the rest of my Wadeland.
Poor Chris. I'm sending this week. I'm sending some Jeff the Creed to Ed at Rock Gut Whiskey Review because he does
nice.
He watches. So I can't wait for him to try it. He likes weird stuff though. He might like it. I don't know. Some people like that earthy, musty flavor profile.
Okay, I'll tell you what. The junkies have bad taste when it comes to bad taste because the Jephthah is actually, you can drink it and be like, okay, that's terrible. Like, don't do that again.
Yeah.
The Wadeland Ranch is like, why are you trying to poison me and get it out of my body? I don't know how they came to the determination that they were even close. But the Jephthah is pretty terrible.
It's pretty gnarly. I hope it gets better. I keep saying that. I got to try like the next couple batches that they have put out, like batch 2 and 3. I don't know if they're up to 3 yet. I know they released batch 2. I don't know if it's as bad as batch 1 though.
Dan says, I'm so happy Jason is willing to share Jephthah. Hashtag not really.
Yeah, exactly. Brian Butler says, was at a restaurant and was able to score some 130th Four Roses for $8 2-ounce pour. My buddy and I finished a bottle. $8 for a 2-ounce pour of the 130th? Dude, I'd be at that restaurant all day.
Yeah.
Yep. Let's see. What's Nick Foles? What's the craziest bottle you have seen in a store for sale, regardless of price? Mine is an OFC 1993 for $4,000. Wow, that's a good question.
I saw a Michter celebration once in Chicago, but I don't know how much he was asking for it. There was no tag. I didn't ask.
Yeah. Yeah, actually mine was the Eagle, the very, very rare, or the double rare, whatever the hell it's called.
Superty duper rare.
The superty duper, luckity, lickety. Yeah, the lickety splickety rare. So the box like opens up and it lights up and dancing girls come out and
it flies to your house.
Yeah, fucking confetti comes out of the box and there's a light show and fireworks.
Like it'll shit on your windshield.
Yeah. Double style. It'll shit on your windshield double style.
I paid for that.
Yeah. Hey, Blind Whiskey Reviews is in the house. What is up, man? Yeah, just double Eagle Rares are shitting all over your car twice. Yeah, I got that. I saw that bottle, but I asked about it, and the guy said it's not for sale. So I was like, okay.
That's like the eagle shitting on your windshield and making you clean it up.
No, that's when the eagle flies over your car with the sunroof open and just shits on your head. Which has happened to me.
It sounded like that.
The Linux Cat, Lucky Whiskey. Last year on Miss Linux Cat, on my anniversary, we scored Booker's 30th for $19 a pour. Had passed on it twice that week for $50 a pour. Bourbon Karma.
Why is she Ms. Linux Cat if it's their anniversary? Should she not be Mrs.? Just wondering. I mean, if you like it, then you should have put a ring on it. Just
my bourbon journey. Got a 130th for retail from this Mash and Drum guy. He's a crazy fucker. Oh yeah, I did get him one of those for retail.
Wow,
yep.
That's you working on that Bourbon Karma.
Yeah, so that was that store in New York that got me that old Fitz for like 110. It was awesome. Yep. I was like, I don't need another one, but let me see if Scotty wants one. And he's like, yeah, I'll take it. And now he calls me a crazy fucker, so I'm gonna go and take it back.
You're just crazy enough.
I'm just crazy enough. Alejandro L says Benny's has a Balvenie 50 year for $45K. I've seen that bottle. I saw that bottle at a Total Wine.
45K.
Yeah, a 50-year-old Scotch for about, I don't remember what the price was, but it was up there. It was like in that $30,000 to $45,000 range. It was nuts.
Why?
The Mash and Drum, miss, not miss. You will learn in your divorce. Oh shit. Okay.
Okay.
Can't afford not to buy it. Chrissy Poo will gladly jump into Scotty's whiskey sharing spot. Okay, Chrissy Poo.
How much has Chrissy Poo had to drink tonight?
I don't know, man. He went through a lot of whiskey with the Buffalo Trace stuff.
He's referring to himself as Chrissy Poo. So.
Oh, I got to show Dan. If Dan from the Bourbon Junkies is still watching, I thought of you when I found this, man. High West pick out in Denver when I was there. This is a 1 year, 5 month finish in brandy casks. I'm actually gonna pour this right now to try it because I haven't cracked it open.
I just want one for the bottle.
Yeah, I mean the bottle's sick.
Hey, if we're trying stuff just to try it.
Yeah, what do you got?
I just got the A120 tonight. I want to open that.
Oh, dude, yeah, get that. I'll get mine and I'll do a compare. We'll do some notes together. It's kind of like dancing virtually together, you know. Just
hope you're ready for some fast moving action. And I don't watch where my hands go. Forewarned.
You can grab my ass. I don't blame you.
Well, I don't blame myself either. It's a nice focus.
Ugh.
Trying to figure out which one's the owl.
Oh, Bourbon Junkie says, damn right I'm here. Yeah, you may have found one of the two good American Prairies. I hope so. I'm not a fan of the American Prairie bourbon, but I had the Belle Meade brandy cask finish, and that I thought that was amazingly good. So I don't know. I'm gonna let the American Prairie open up a little bit here and see if that brandy cask what it did to it. But let's taste the A120 with Matt.
I gotta take its top off first. She's brand new.
Oh, she's a looker though. She's a looker.
She is. She's beautiful. I think it's an A120. This one is, yeah. This one, shout out to Bitter Steel. Thank you so much for the A120.
Total Wine by Me has a double rye finish in Manhattan and American Prairie Asian Boulevardier. So that's a new trend that I've been seeing, not only from High West, but a couple of other craft distilleries doing. They're taking finished cocktails, already mixed cocktails that they've been barrel aging. They take those out, and then they've been aging their bourbon or rye in those barrels to see what it does to it. I've had some really good ones and some really ones. So, Hey, Jeremy Sears is in the house. What is up, man? Jeremy, you should have a package coming to you very soon. So watch in the mail for some of the stuff I sent you. He says, found a bottle of Batch 9 Stag Junior a couple weeks ago at a local spot for $50. Wow. That's a good day, man.
Jeremy Sears has like 700,000 followers.
Yeah, his man shit channel is the shit. All right, let's go to I want to get your thoughts on the A120 so far, because I think it's pretty amazing.
Fresh Popsky, pretty ethanol forward.
Well, yeah, it's definitely going to have some alcohol too. What is it, 136?
6.6?
136.6. Yeah, 136.6.
I mean, the nose is ridiculous.
So this one reminded me of the C919 a little bit, but with more cherry. This one had more of like a cherry syrup type aspect to it.
Huh. Not really getting cherries yet. I'm getting a lot of like really dark notes, like barrel char, a lot of barrel char, and a lot of tobacco.
When you first crack it open, there's a lot of barrel char.
Back when I was sending you messages on the pooper when I was at work. And fast forward, I'm like, barrel char. I'm getting quite the barrel char on this fresh crack of this gifted whiskey. Oh, look at me.
Fresh crack on the toilet, sniffing barrel char.
Courtesy flush.
Courtesy, yeah, always. Oh, wait, he went in. Let me go in there with you, man. Oh, he's doing the leprechaun dance already.
Okay. I paid $0 for this, but for $60, there is Stag Junior can kiss my ass. Sorry. I'm sorry.
Well, I'll say this.
The Batch 12 Stag Junior is phenomenal.
Yeah, I think they hit them some special batches with the 9 and the 12, but Elijah Craig Barrel Proof is more consistent, I think.
Every single Elijah Craig Barrel Proof. Barrel Proof. Who's got the Barrel Proof? Youth. Every single one I've tried has been like, I taste it and I'm like, I'm blown away immediately. Like it overwhelms your senses where you're like, what the hell is happening to me? And then the finish goes on forever. It's not super complex. It doesn't like change. It's not like a super curvy road, but damn, is it just a good one? It spikes and drops a little bit and keeps going.
Yeah.
But
and the thing
for $60,
yeah, the A120 for me too finished a little bit easier than the C919 did. You're probably not getting there yet because you just cracked it open. But
I'm also following the Kentucky Owl. So it's
Well,
a little.
yeah, that's true too. So it's kind of two big proofers, but
for me to actually enjoy it this much after drinking that says something.
yeah, but yeah, even with that though, when you start sipping this a little bit, all of a sudden you're like, why is this finishing so dangerously easy? It gets really smooth. It stays really candy. You'll see some of those cherry, or maybe for you, those blueberry notes start popping up as it opens up a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Hey, I got something I got to ask you since we're actually live.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, before you do that, Dusty Dan said the NBA canceled all games. Holy shit, man. Really?
Like for tonight or for like
is it like delayed? Like what the hell?
Like for what's the word? Like for now until we say that it's going to continue.
The remainder of the season.
Jeez.
All right, we got some questions that came in, but go with yours first. What do you got?
What I was going to say was 3 times a year, Heaven Hill comes out with the barrel proof Elijah Craig.
Yep.
And so I'm guessing what they do is they take a bunch of barrels and they're blending. They have their master blender or whoever's in charge there coming up with like the best blend of as many barrels as they can until it's exactly what they want. The profile that they determine is what they want to ship out. This one, the A120 is 136.6 proof.
Yep.
Right? The C919 was 136.8. The B519 was 122 or 120. It was they vary every batch.
Yep.
So this is what throws me off. Old Ezra barrel strength, Wild Turkey rare breed. They're continuous coming in with their barrel strength bourbons at the exact same proof. So like let's look at Wild Turkey rare breed 116.8.
Yep.
That means that they're not going for the best flavor profile. What they're going for is 116.8.
Correct.
Does that not make that doesn't make any sense to me? Like they eventually have to blend it where it hits that proof, not to what's the best flavor. So they could be like, oh, this is phenomenal, but we got to add some lower proof barrels or some higher proof barrels to get it to where it's at, because they've been doing 116.8 for years.
So I've asked this question before too, and the answer I've gotten is some distilleries are extremely strict in what barrels they use where to blend their given whiskeys or bourbons. So even though it's a consistency thing and they have to, they are tasting them to make sure it's close, it generally becomes okay, this should be this proof, this should be this proof, this should be this proof. I think they got it down to such a science that generally you're going to get extremely close to the same profile, especially when you're trying to stick to a specific proof. Now, Elijah Craig, I think what they're doing is, now remember, Elijah Craig is one of the, I don't want to say one of the few, but they're one of the ones going in still to the barrel at 125 proof.
Sure. A
lot of distilleries are kind of going in at a lower proof nowadays, a little bit. Wild Turkey's one of those. They're going in at only, I think, 115 now? So I think what they're doing is their stuff at a higher proof. I think they are picking locations, but I think you have greater variations in their barrels with what they're doing. So when they're blending, their proofs are all over the place, and I don't think they really care, obviously, what proofs their stuff is coming in at once blended. I think once Connor O'Driscoll he finds his flavor profile, that's the one he's going to go with.
Which makes sense. That's the way it should be. That's the way I look at it. Like, I don't know. It's strange. It's strange to me to see a barrel proof product come in at the same exact proof, down to the 10th of a proof.
Yep.
For years and years.
Yeah, and this is Bourbon's saying this is Eddie Russell has talked a lot on podcasts about the politics behind him limiting his options as far as whiskey options and things he wants to do. Yeah, correct. Which is why when you see the special releases that Wild Turkey comes out with, you see a lot of different varying proofs. When it comes to the standard line, Wild Turkey Wild Turkey's been around for years. So, and even Jimmy Russell, he doesn't like changing things too much. So if they find a proof and they find a specific thing that they want to do, I think they're going to stick with it.
Well, let's look at Old Forester, the 1920 115 proof. It's delicious, right?
Yeah.
There is a demand for a barrel proof single barrel, and they're like, okay, Jackie's like, let's do it. Like the people want it. Like let's not blend it down 115. Let's see what it is. Let's see what it actually, the potential, so people can actually be like. I'm guessing that this year there will be single barrel Old Forester products that people put above everything else. Because already at a proof down 115 proof 1920, people put that into barrel proof flights and choose that sometimes.
Yeah.
So I don't get the limiting to, like, it's just a label. Like 116.8. I mean, if it's that much better at 115 or 118, do it. Like change the label. So I see like the codes. They're like, which code is it? Is it the LLGC or is it the LLH or is it, like these are all different batches, which is strange to me because they're all 116.8.
Yeah, it's true.
Like, so they had, obviously they didn't say this is the best. Okay, can you imagine this situation where they're like, this is the best tasting stuff we've ever produced. This is the best. What's the proof? And they're like, 116.8 again.
Yeah, I don't think that happens, unfortunately. But I think it's also part of the same reason why they don't non-chill filter their rare breed either. I would love to have rare breed non-chill filtered and uncut because obviously they're cutting it maybe somewhat there. Maybe they're not, but they're adding some water, beforehand because they are going in at a lower entry proof.
Did you say water?
Water. I'm trying to say water. That's what happens when I don't say water, like how I wanted to. So
you just go the opposite way.
I just go the total, complete bad way. So they cancel. So they canceled the NBA for the rest of the year.
No.
Yep. The season. Now I don't know if that means they're gonna pick it up and maybe go like the playoffs where they left off if this whole coronavirus thing starts going away.
All right. Well,
hey, Bourbon Ball is in the house. I want to say hi to Kyle and Aaron. What's
Kyle.
up? Thrasher says, what is the difference between full proof versus barrel proof versus cask strength? There's no difference. It's just whatever term you decide to use. They're all, well, full proof can be a little bit misleading because Weller full proof, it's 114. And again, we just talked about it. William Leroy Weller is uncut, unfiltered, barrel proof, and those things come out in 124, 136, and the older ones get close to hazmat. So Weller, they're watering down a little bit at some point to get to that 114 mark. Why they chose that proof, I don't know, but that's what they did.
1792 also does that with their full proof. It's like whatever they used to enter the barrel at is what they bring it down to, 125.
Yep. Oh wait. All right. So yeah, I got a thing from DJ. DJ said they're not adding water to the mash and drum. Yeah. Wait, so Bourbon Blind, they're not adding water after or before? Because before they're definitely adding water because they're going at a lower entry proof. So you're saying after the fact, correct? Because
he's saying that it's not cut.
Yeah, at that point you have to. They're just batching barrels together to hit that proof point. So yeah, full proof. Full proof can be different. Yeah.
If the NBA canceled the rest of the games for the entire season, that means they know something we don't. That's all I got to say.
Monroe Doctrine said, Tom Hanks has coronavirus? Are you serious?
Tom Hanks and what's his name? The guy from Dave Matthews look so much the same. Have you ever noticed that?
What's that? Say that again.
Dave Matthews and Tom Hanks are like the same person if you look at pictures. I used to watch Dave Matthews Band because I worked at a TV store.
Yeah.
And they played like the same concert. And I was like, it's fucking Tom Hanks every damn day.
Yeah.
But no, it was still Dave Matthews.
Yeah. So full proof is usual barrel entry proof. So that's what full proof is.
I'll shut up now.
Yeah. Tom Hanks. Yeah. Marketing.
Tom Hanks, blah, 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 blah.
Dave Matthews. What would you say? No, it's because they're buying into the media scare. Yeah. So no, supposedly they're really good at mixing barrels to hit the target proof. Yeah, and that's what Dave Jennings has told me, that they know it's like a machine. Just Eddie Russell knows exactly what barrels to pick to hit that exact proof when he needs to. And same thing with Wild Turkey 101. Remember, they're batching 6, 7, and 8 year barrels together to make that bottle. So.
Yeah.
This is why the Master Drum NBA suspended the season until further notice. Utah Jazz player tested positive for COVID-19. Holy shit!
Utah. He probably has 7 wives.
Okay, yeah, player on the Utah Jazz tested positive. Yeah, there you go. Utah and OKC players have been quarantined. Holy shit, man! It's getting crazy. I mean, it's the flu. Isn't it just the fucking flu?
It's like a lung problem, I guess.
I mean, I don't want to, sound like an asshole and just say, oh, it's no big deal, and then people are dying from it. But, I feel like the panic for this is really crazy.
I went to buy TP yesterday at the old grocery store.
Yeah.
Barely had any left.
Really?
If you're running low on TP, you should probably buy it. This is kind of funny. Like I was with my kids at the grocery store, and I went to the TP aisle, and it was almost empty. And the guy had like 3 boxes on his cart. He was putting up on the shelf, and I took one, and then I was like, he thinks that I'm here just because of the scare, but really I'm just out of TP.
Steve A says it's much, much worse than the flu. Okay.
Yeah, Jason, you jerk.
Sorry, man. I told you I'm going to sound like an asshole.
It's okay from New York. Hey. Oh, I got a cramp in my thigh. You ever get one of those?
Yeah, people are hoarding toilet paper, hand sanitizer. Richie Z said it's the flu, but it's barrel proof.
No, it's foolproof. It's what they enter the flu at.
Brett Colombo says it's deadlier than the worst flu ever recorded, which killed millions. That's crazy. Bourbon Blind says our local Costco is out of TP, paper towels, Lysol, and all fresh meat. Oh my god!
Why would people hoard fresh meat? Wouldn't they hoard like stuff that was supposed to be stored? Like
no, because you don't want to go buy stuff that people touch that cooked. You never know.
I guess.
No water or medicine at Walmart near me, dude. This is crazy.
Medicine, like Benadryl,
like Mucinex.
Huh. Jeez Louise, that's fine. I'll be okay. I haven't washed my hands in like 6 weeks.
Yeah, just wash your hands, wipe your ass, don't touch things. You'll be all right.
You're just gonna stay down there in your sauna basement.
I have all the hand sanitizer I need in my whiskey room right here.
I got little hands, so I only need a little bit of hand sanitizer.
Yeah, luckily
it's not a foot sanitizer. I mean,
I think they should try. I think they should try Jeptacreed as the cure for coronavirus. I think it'll kill it.
Or you just piss it off.
It might grow it. Oh my god!
What if it was like, oh really? That's what you're gonna give me? Watch this shit.
Cook your meats at the recommended temperatures, and you'll be fine. There you go. Just cook your meat.
Yeah. Dude, that the A120 is phenomenal. Holy cow!
Isn't it good?
It's so good.
So now I'm sending Kyle from Bourbon Blind a sample of my bottle because he said that he first tried it, he didn't like it at all.
Excuse me? You didn't like the A120?
Yeah, he said it came off very like cherry cough syrup, like the bad kind.
Well, you're coming off very not nice, the bad kind. This is so good. That's so good to me. I enjoy it a lot.
Let's see. Whiskey boosts your immune system. Yeah, that's what I've read. I don't know if that's true or not. I'm no doctor. Monroe Doctrine says the Air Force Base I'm at has a purchase limit to limit to water and other products. Yeah, I've heard they're starting to do that. So,
but like, okay, is it the city water system is going to have a problem? Like tap water, that's not going to be an issue. It's not a, you know.
Well, that's the other thing I was wondering. Like, people are stocking up on water, and I don't think it's so much of a contamination issue with water. I think people just want to have it in case, I don't know. You never know, in case something happens. I don't know.
Greg Failer says if the COVID-19 turns into the zombie apocalypse, he's heading to the UP. It's funny because I was following some local news from where I used to live, and the Upper Peninsula is like, close the bridge, which is like the bridge between the Lower Peninsula of Michigan, which is like people, and the Upper Peninsula, which is like no people. I was like, so you don't like anything? Like you don't want anything? Because that's the only way you're going to get anything is if they leave the bridge open.
Yeah, exactly. Booker's hand sanitizers are sold out. Let's see. Hey, Matt from Whiskey Crusaders is here. How you doing, Matt? Thanks for coming in.
Hey, Matt, what's up, dude?
Bayou Trams. Although everyone is buying toilet paper, this thing is respiratory, not aspiratory.
I don't get it either. People are afraid that they're going to be quarantined in their home.
It is overhyped, but people still need to be smart about it. It is transmitted via contact, so don't touch your hands to your face, eyes. Don't let assholes sneeze on you. Yeah, exactly. You got to be smart about it.
Was he a doctor?
He's a pharmacist.
And all those other sounds.
just giving him the sounds, man. The hell. I'm gonna go into one more bottle story that I love here. So this was a gift from my buddy Brad. Brad had a grandfather who passed away, and I don't know if this is actually a lucky story, but the fact that he gave me this bottle, it was super appreciated. This is an old granddad bottle from the early 1980s.
Oh wow!
And it's amazing stuff. So there's the label. He actually cracked it open. And he took a few pours out of it, and then he just like, "Hey, you probably appreciate this more than I would. Would you want to have it?" I did a tasting because he was kind of new to bourbon and whiskey, and I did a whole tasting down here in my whiskey room, and he kind of gave me this as a thank you, which was really cool. So that's kind of another bourbon karma story.
Heck yeah,
whiskey,
that's awesome.
Whiskey karma. Yeah, one of the coolest bottles I own. I love it, and it's got like this really like weird like winterscape like artwork on it, which I don't really understand.
You know what that is? It's just how simple things used to be.
Yeah, but I guess you're supposed to drink this to keep your ass warm if you're out there in the cold.
Also makes sense.
Yeah. And like, look, if you look on the other side, there's a guy carrying some wooden sticks with his dog. He's gonna put it in the fireplace. Then on the other side, there's some random lady standing in the doorway.
It's not a random lady. It's his wife.
And you'll like this. On the bottom of the bottle, look what it says.
Spirit of America.
America. Yep. I thought you'd appreciate that.
Of course I do. That's amazing. That's good stuff.
I'm going to go to this. Wait. Ooh. Yeah, this is the American Prairie Bourbon. That one that I got the pick that was a finish in brandy. Let's see how this thing is.
I'm interested to find out because every single store I go to that's like out of town, it's a big store. I'm always looking for a store pick High West. Always. Yeah. Never seen one.
Well, I will say quickly. Honest Charlie says you'll likely be locked in your house for months. My job, where I work here in Ohio, just instituted a work from home thing. So expect a lot more content from me in the next 2 to 3 weeks while I'm just sitting at home.
That's all I do. I'm a stay-at-home dad, except for, pretty poor at my whiskey tubing.
So this, the brandy cast so far on the nose, it's very cigar-like. There's some, you got some kind of smoke, fruit. Kind of, there's like this smoky leathery aspect to it with the brandy, just kind of nice. So if this is the High West juice, I think the brandy kind of hides a little bit of that youth. Hey, we got Brent from the Oak and Smoke Whiskey Review says, cheers, Jason. Thanks for coming in, Brent. Everybody, please go check out the Oak and Smoke Whiskey Reviews, another great channel. What's up, Eric Evanson? I don't think I said hi to you. Thanks for coming in. Whiskey Rye, the bourbon guy. Still have 162 watching. Thanks for coming in, man.
That's not bad. That's like 130 more than my live streams, so whatever. So you have a meetup on the 25th, is that right? April?
Yeah.
Oh, you're not a fan of that. I can tell by the way you twisted your head 90 degrees.
It's weird. It's weird. It's funky. I need a little time with that one.
On the river mashing drum.
It's way spicier on the palate than I thought it would be. It's spicy and fruity. It's like strawberries with cayenne pepper dusted on it. Wow.
Huh.
So I think there's some youth to it, but there's also some of those brandy characteristics are there. Not nearly as complex as the Bell Mead cask strength one or the Bell Mead brandy cask, but holy shit. Hey, Tammy Brennicky came in. She for hand sanitizer and toilet paper. Much love and cheers for all. Yes, Tammy Brennicky, thank you so much. I love Tammy. Hoping to see her and Brian at the meetup. Yeah, so my meetup's April 25th in Louisville. Hopefully a lot of this will be a little bit more subdued, everything going on by that time, and people could still travel. So we'll see what happens with that, guys. But yeah,
no one's traveling by then. No, you just cancel it now.
Yeah, I might have to. Yeah.
Like, when we started this live stream, everything was normal. Now all of a sudden, I think they're not playing basketball anymore.
Joseph Brazo, what the hell? I'm not spending my money in New Orleans. Cheers, Joseph. Yeah. So I had kind of like a weird, like a love hate thing with New Orleans Bourbon Festival canceling because I was trying to go this year and I wasn't able to. So the fact that they canceled it, I'm like, oh well, I'm not missing anything, thank God. So hopefully by next year I'll be able to go. But it sucks. It sucks for everyone. They had some really great stuff planned this year. It really sucks that this is happening.
Joseph Zeidner's got some interesting content.
Yeah, I saw that. Before that, Bourbon saying, well, good for you, B words. I'll be stuck at work every day of my life because we will never close. Well, you're a pharmacist, man. That is the path you chose. You got to help people.
And you can say beautifuls. You don't have to say B words.
Yeah, you can say beautifuls. Let's see here. Joseph Zeidner, what did he say? K&L Wines in Cali currently has 2 High West store picks for anyone interested. American Prairie aged in Armagnac and Double Rye aged in Scotch. Wow.
Which one is like more interesting? They're both. I
don't know. They both sound really. First of all,
American Prairie is a bourbon, and then Double Rye.
Bourbon and Armagnac can be pretty magical.
I like to try the opposite though. I like to try Double Rye
in Armagnac,
and then because weird. Because Scotch cask is like a used bourbon barrel, you know.
Yeah, I think Armagnac finished bourbons and whiskeys that I've tried recently have been just phenomenal. Just adds such a unique flavor to it.
Yeah, never been around those things. But
Bourbon Blind says all Whiskey Tube channels are welcome. Just stay here until after this stream. We aren't doing anything exciting. Are you guys going live after?
I think he's talking about the Nolans.
Oh, the Nolans.
I have no idea. I just made that up.
Hey, look at Dan. He's drinking Lefroy Galore right now. Dan is following my path of being a peat head.
Look at this. Look what I got today.
What?
Speaking of peat heads, this is a box.
Beware high peated shit inside. Who sent you that?
This is from Daniel Carter, DC. This is from Daniel Carter. He's in chats like all the time, and everyone's chats.
DC, yeah, he was in the chat earlier.
Dude, it says this tape job is ridiculous. Enjoy the journey. So he sent me a flight of blind scotches. I'm gonna do my first like monetized live stream, but this is America, of course, this is America. But I was just laughing. Beware, high peated shit inside. What do I do if it's like if I can't do it? Like I'm gonna have to. I can't spit it out. I have to drink it because it's
cheers,
like,
Lockie. This shit's coming in. Yeah, I think with peated stuff. Have you ever had peated whiskey before?
the only peated whiskey. Okay, no, yes and no. I was 95% hammered at Michael Klein's house.
Okay.
And then I drank some Octomore 9.3 out of the bottle from Sean Opperman.
Okay.
And it tasted like a barbecue restaurant, and I loved it.
Yeah.
But I had one drink, and I was like out of the bottle, and I was like, "That's awesome."
That's about right.
But I don't know what's going to happen with the rest.
Yeah. So if you like that one, if you automatically like Lagavulin, then
No, it was Octomore.
Oh, I'm sorry, Octomore. Yeah. Yeah. If you like Octomore, dude, then like some of the higher aged Lafroigs and I don't know what he sent you, but if you have some of the higher aged Lafroigs, Lagavulins, the Ardbegs, those are going to be like sweet like candy compared to the nut punch that is Octomore.
The Octomore tastes like burnt ends off of like a nice brisket.
Yeah, totally.
And look at this. Oh, I love me barbecues.
That's like I am a burnt end.
I'm a burnt something.
How is the Octomore 8.3? I love the 8.3. The 0.3s are usually very well liked. I actually just got a 10.4.
Is that the Pete scale? Is that how they rate those?
No, that's the 10.4 is just the decimal system they do. It's the release for Octomores.
Oh, I was thinking that meant like how they rate the peatiness.
That's the ppm.
Okay. See, you know what?
But ppm
basically stupid.
Yeah, but ppm is kind of you can't always go by that because you could have a 16-year-old, you could have like a 15, 16-year-old peated scotch that says some really high ppm, but because it's aged longer, the peat kind of subdues a little bit and it gets a little bit sweeter. Whereas if you have like only like a 4 or 5 or 6-year-old peated scotch that says that's over like 200 ppm, you're gonna feel that sumbitch.
Huh.
Yeah.
I'll live and I'll learn, I suppose.
Yeah, are you gonna do that live or are you gonna do that on a video? What are you doing?
I'm gonna do that one live. The Scotch stuff live.
I can't wait for that one. That's gonna be awesome.
So yeah, I need to. We're moving into a different place in a few weeks. That hopefully the internet is better because what I've been doing recently is just been using my phone. So right now I'm on my computer's webcam, my new computer, which I don't know how that works. But hopefully the new place has some sort of like better internet where I can actually use my camera and then go through OBS.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm kind of going to wait for that, I think, where I can actually have something that looks halfway decent rather than me looking like Sean Paisley from Bourbon Junkies as a washed out pale piece of shit.
Yeah, so here's another factor Jason Coates brings. Also remember that ppm is measured in the barley pre-distillation. Depending on your stills and your cuts, you lose a lot of it. So yeah, so that's another factor you got to put into it. So ppm is great I think it's a nice to have on the bottle. It's like a cool marketing term, but you can't always go by, what that you can't think that just because it's over 200, it's going to be extremely peaty. You have to just go by the flavor. It just,
After I tried the Octomore, I went into my local liquor store one day and I saw an Octomore and I was like, I want one. So I was like, I went over and I grabbed it. Mm-hmm. Then I remembered it was $200. And I was like, no, never mind. Forgot about that part.
What is your favorite or best intro Ardbeg? Definitely the 10. I mean, the 10 is what got me. Well, Lagavulin 8 and then the Ardbeg 10 was really what turned me on into peated Scotch. And now I'm drinking like Octomores, and my favorite Ardbeg though core range is the Core of Yekin, and the best Ardbeg I've ever had in my life is the Dark Cove Committee Release, which is just a legend of a bottle. So, Yeah, Antroke 35 says aging affects the peat as well. Yeah, I mentioned that. The longer you age it, sometimes the peat really kind of diminishes, gets a little bit sweeter. It's not as punchy as it is when it's younger. That was one of the few things that I've learned, early on when I was drinking some of the peated stuff. Ben Sacro says Ugadal or Oogie. A lot of people do like the Ugadal. I think that's red wine casks. I believe it's finished in.
No, that's the flappy part in the back of your throat. See, Ugadale.
That's the Oogie? The Ugadal.
Ugadale. The thing that hangs in the back of your throat.
Shit, dude. Bourbon saying, I've heard from some very reliable sources Ardbeg Black is a close second to the Dark Cove. Are you talking about the Scotch test dummies? Because I know Bart and Scott seem to really like the Ardbeg Black. A lot of people are liking that one.
Michael Klein throws up about Pete. My middle name is Pete, so sorry, Michael.
Oh, Michael Klein. Oh, he's saying, Klein, Mash and Klein's in the house. He says, Pete, throw up.
Look at that smile on his little picture.
Yeah, look at him. There's a happy guy there.
Wait, first of all, that picture was taken at least 15 years ago.
Jeremy Sears, he votes for the Oogie. Yeah, it's really good. I just
Jeremy Sears, can you donate some of your beard to Klein? Just for
I want Jeremy to cut off his whole beard and then Klein can wear it on his head.
I watched Jeremy Sears stuff and I was like, wow, he's doing himself. He's funny and he has his own man shit and he's interesting and hilarious and he's got great camera work and I'm like, what am I even doing with my life?
Yeah, here's Joseph Brazel. I didn't come here for Scotch talk. Yeah, he does not like Scotch either.
Well, I didn't come here I don't even know why I'm here. Why am I here? This is really weird for me.
Because I wanted to have your beautiful body on.
Klein says that picture was taken last week. Yeah. Let me guess. Was that leap day, like 8 years ago?
All right, so let's start wrapping this up. Let's because I know Bourbon Blind is live right now. So let's do what do you got for a final pour tonight?
What do I got for a final? I've already poured all my good stuff. I'll tell you what I'll do. Hold on. I want to try this thing I got yesterday.
Okay.
I gotta get it first. It's back here. Was I that loud? Because my 4-year-old was like, "Dad, you're scaring me."
Oh, I think I know what that is. Is that a smoke wagon?
Yeah. I got this from Mike Cook. He just sent me some. I had a bubble wrap in my sleeve. That's weird. Dude, this stuff it's uncut, unfiltered.
Yep.
It's so good. I tasted it blind with a blindfold on.
Yep.
If you haven't watched that video, it's interesting.
That's some delicious MGP stuff right there.
Yeah, I don't know what the age is on it, but it's definitely not young. That's for sure.
All right, I'm going to actually pour this Four Roses single barrel, this OBSK pick that I got from Christine Deems. Like I said, it was one of the last ones supposedly that Al Young helped pick. So I've been dying to try this. So OBSK is probably my favorite recipe from Four Roses.
Oh, man, this has a really weird. Like, it's not a weird note. It's something I've smelled so many times before, but I can't quite. What happens when I smell this is I always go back to red licorice, but it reminds me of red licorice, but it's not. It's something different.
No, MGP has a very distinctive, like red vines.
It's an Australian red licorice.
Australian, yes.
It kind of smells like a cherry snuff.
A cherry what?
Snuff, like when you were a kid and like you'd steal the packs of Skull packets from the grocery store that had the cherry flavor.
All right, so this OBSK, this is
pretending like you never did it.
8 years and 6 months old on this pick. So Yeah, I mean, this is a typical OBSK nose. It's really fruity. It's really spicy. It's very apricot on the nose.
Apricot's a good one.
Yeah, I love getting apricot on a bourbon, and that's something I tend to get a little bit with Four Roses. But like I said, it's kind of wrapped in spiciness. It's that nice that high rye spice in here. OBSK has a 35% rye mash bill in it, so it's a pretty high rye. So you're gonna get that spice. I'm gonna go for a sip of this one. Oh, you can really feel the spice as soon as it hits your palate. Man, that is minty, fruity, sweet, spicy.
Hey, why have you stopped saying quintessential? You've stopped, and that's pissed me off.
What?
You've stopped saying the word quintessential, and you've done it on purpose. I can tell.
What in my reviews? Quintessential?
Yeah. Yes. You use the word quintessential like it was, I don't know, like the quintessential word you would use, and then all of a sudden you stopped, and I was like, he's no longer saying that word, and it stood out like a sore thumb.
Nobody's ever pointed that out to me. That's interesting that you pointed that out.
Am I right or am I wrong?
I guess so. If you're saying that I'm not doing it anymore.
Well,
My next
review is you did it on purpose. Have you done it on purpose?
I have no idea. But my next review, my next review, guys, will be Friday. The new Booker's
it'll be the quintessential.
It'll be
Mash and Drum review.
Quintessential, and I'm gonna wink at the camera. It's gonna be for you, Matt.
I would appreciate that, because I'm like, he's not saying it anymore. What happened?
This pick so far is, I'm getting a little bit of that bubble gum note. Sometimes you're getting Four Roses, the bubble mint, bubble tape, but still spicy, apricot, peach. This is everything that I want an OBSK to be. Thank you so much, Christine, for helping me get this. Delicious stuff.
That's cool.
Yeah. So, all right, guys. I think we're going to call it a night. If you guys still want to watch some more Whiskey Tube, head over to Bourbon Blind, who's live right now. I might jump on his stream a little bit and just annoy them. But other than that, I do want to thank Matt, ADHD Whiskey, for coming on. That's hard to say when you're drinking a lot.
Dude, thank you for even allowing this. I never in a million years thought I would. No, I mean, to screw up a stream of Dan and Sean's is it's acceptable, but I don't know. Thank you. You're the best. I really appreciate you, and I really appreciate everybody in this community. This entire community is insane and awesome and nice, and honestly, it's kind of turned my life around, made me feel like a better person, made me feel like, I don't know, just like I want to give more. And that's all thanks to the whiskey community.
There's a lot of good in the whiskey community. For sure. And there should be more of it in this world. So I'm gonna give you, Jason, the coronavirus. So sorry. Well, if I'm gonna get it, I wouldn't mind getting it from a better guy. Wouldn't that be funny if you could brag about who you got it from? Well, I got mine from Tom Cruise, and he was flying a F-16. Brian Brennigan comes in and says, "Love the quintessential live stream." Thank you so much, Brian. Appreciate it. Cheers, guys. Had a good time tonight. Head over to Bourbon Blind, and I will see you next week on the Mash and Drum. Take care. Go subscribe to ADHD Whiskey. Go watch more of his videos, and let's get him monetized. So cheers, everybody, and I'll see you next week. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks, Jason. Cheers, man.